What's up, all you legends? Welcome back to part 11 of our Pokemon Dark Worship walkthrough. If you didn't watch the previous video, it was jam-packed. We battled Gym Leader Lorena, as well as Gym Leader Morgan. That's right, we got 2 gym badges in one video, which is absolutely insane. So go back and check out part 10 if you missed it. Now, we also got HM Surf recently, and we're gonna make our way to a new town. And it seems we've come across a gang of Gyarados here that are blocking the way. And they're super strong. They're all level 70, which is crazy. The strongest Pokemon on my team is currently level 61, so you need to do some training in order to challenge these Gyarados. But you are able to catch them, so if you're looking to add a Gyarados to your team, now might be the perfect opportunity. And you will get a bit of experience from battling these guys, so I did try and defeat all of them. And once you have defeated all of the Gyarados, you can make your way through and continue the path. Now is a good part in the game to try train your Pokemon up and do a little bit of grinding. Perhaps go back to some of the older routes and go pick up some new Pokemon you want to add to your team. We do have the Dex Nav now, so finding strong Pokemon and Pokemon that we want is a lot easier. But yeah, at this point in the game, you want to go and catch all the Pokemon that you want to add to your team, catch some strong Pokemon, and also train up some of your team in doing so. You want to get your Pokemon to around level 65 at this point, all of them. And as you can see, my Pokemon are not there yet, so I've got to do some training. I'll probably do a bit of grinding off camera. And yeah, we've made it to Route 13. Let's see what Pokemon we can find here. Okay, Heracross is cool. Houndoom, Gloom, Dartrix. Okay, Dartrix is the evolution of Rowlet, I believe, a starter Pokemon. It's one of my favorite grass-type Pokemon for sure. And it looks like we just got a Super Rod from this guy under the umbrella, so we can also start catching some really strong Pokemon now. And we're gonna do some exploring of Route 13 and see if there's some people for us to battle. Okay, here it looks like there's a girl for us to battle. We battled her off camera. We're gonna continue and, oh, it looks like someone has found us. It's Trainer Gold. Look, it's you, Flips. What are you doing here? Don't tell me you're going to Pompano. Really? Wow. I just got back from the Mobius Desert. It's a tough place. Plus, you need go goggles to get through the desert. But you need to go through the desert to reach Pompano City. It would be nice to test your skills. Do you accept? Okay, so we can battle Trainer Gold again now. Let's see how strong his Pokemon have gotten. And the first Pokemon he sends out is a level 56 Ambipom. I did think Trainer Gold's Pokemon were going to be trained up to a higher level, but it looks like his Pokemon range from 56 to about 60, so we shouldn't have too much trouble taking him on. But like he said, the Mobius Desert is a tough place, so maybe that's a perfect spot for us to do some training and level up our Pokemon. And Trainer Gold has used 2 full restores, and now Rillaboom has one-shotted its Ambipom, so we are doing very well in this battle. And the next Pokemon he sent out is the Fire-type Typhlosion, so my Rillaboom is going to be in trouble. Typhlosion has used Eruption, and we just hung in there, surprisingly. I thought my Rillaboom was going to get one-shotted, but we hung in there and we knocked out Typhlosion, a grass type, just defeated a fire-type Pokemon. This is absolutely crazy. And the next Pokemon Trainer Gold sent out is a level 56 Togekiss, which I believe is like a normal flying type, or it might even be fairy flying now, I'm not even sure. But it knocked out my Rillaboom, but Rillaboom did a fantastic job so far in this battle. Now I'm going to send out my Dragonite, which is level 60. This is one of the latest additions to my team, and finally it's at a solid level where we can actually use it in battle. My Dragonite used Thunder, which is effective on normal types. We defeated Togekiss, and Trainer Gold's got 3 Pokemon left. His next Pokemon is the really cool and stealthy Scizor, which is level 58, and it's just Mega Evolved into Mega Scizor. And this is a Steel-type Pokemon. I believe Steel and Bug-type. So Fire-type attacks will be very effective against it. It knocked out my Dragonite. It's time to send out the big guns. We're gonna send out Blaziken, which is level 66 currently. If we can get our fire attack in, we should one-shot it. And Flare Blitz does the trick. We knocked out Mega Scizor. My Blaziken is an absolute beast. I do want to trade it out for another fire type a bit later on in the game, but it is incredible. Blaziken has saved me in a ton of battles. Trainer Gold has now sent out a Surfetched, which we one-shotted as well. And it's down to one final Pokemon for Trainer Gold. And he sent out a Berserker, which I haven't seen in the game yet, I don't think. It's a really cool Pokemon. But Blaziken also one-shotted it. So that's Trainer Gold down the drain. That wasn't all that difficult, to be honest. And I'm hoping he'll give us the Go Goggles now so we can make our way through the desert. He said he needs to go find a Pokemon Center. Yep, you need to go find a Pokemon Center. We knocked out your whole team there, buddy. Okay, now that we defeated Gold, we can continue on our journey. We're just going to explore here. It looks like there's a Pokeball for us to pick up. And that's a Magmarizer. Okay, I was just telling you guys that I wanted to replace Blaziken with another fire type. And that Magmarizer is a little clue. I do want to try get a Magmar and evolve it into Magmortar and use that as my fire-type Pokemon. I haven't come across an area where we can catch Magmar or Magby yet, so I'm hoping we're going to find some Magby or Magmar along one of these routes soon. And then I'm going to train it up, try catch a strong one, and we definitely going to try get a Magmortar to represent the team as our fire Pokemon. That will probably replace Blaziken. And now we're in the desert, and we can explore a bit. We got our Go Goggles. And it is a bit of a maze here. I am using a lot of repellents, otherwise you do find a lot of Pokemon here. So we're just going to explore. We've come across a Nurse Joy, thank goodness. So here we can rest our Pokemon, and this makes it an ideal spot to train up our Pokemon. We can keep coming and healing very easily. And here's a man with a side quest for us. And he said he was walking with his son, and he upset his son, and he cried and ran off. So this guy doesn't seem like the #1 father out there. And we picked up a plume fossil, so that's interesting. I think we've got 2 fossils now in our bag. Hopefully we can restore them into some cool Pokemon soon. But yeah, for that guy's mission, we got to try find his son somewhere in the desert. And hopefully we can take him back to his father. And if we do so, I'm sure we'll get a really cool reward. So we're going to do some exploring, see if we can find this kid, battle all the trainers that we can, and pick up any cool items. We just found Shuka Berries. Okay, we can't make it through there, so we have to go around, up and left. And I also want to let you guys know, there are EV points in this game, and the only way to reduce your EV points that I have found is using berries. So you got to keep that in mind when you do come across places that sell berries, especially that reduce your stats, like speed, or attack, buy a couple of those berries. They're not expensive. Buy about 60 or 100 of them, because a bit later on in the game, when we can really start training our EV points for our Pokemon, you're definitely going to have to lower your EV points that are in the wrong stats. So just keep that in mind. If you do find the berries that bring down your EV points, buy them so you don't have to go back at a later stage. And we've come across some policeman. He's led us into the cave. He didn't want to let us into the cave, and this cave is like a battle challenge. I think there's 4 trainers that you have to battle here, which is quite tough. So just make sure you've healed your Pokemon and you have potions and everything on you. And once you have defeated all 4 of those trainers, you will then find the missing boy, Darian. I'm not sure what he is saying here because this part of the game is not translated into English, but I suppose we've helped him and we can go back to his father now, and hopefully he'll be there with his dad. We've told him he's got to go back to his father. So let's see if he's there and what his father will give us as a reward. Did you find my son, really? Okay, there. So we've brought Darian back to his father. And his father said he's sorry that he trolled his son. And we got an Octozolt. Okay, we got a Pokemon from this guy. That's pretty cool. Octozolt is like a dragon-type Pokemon, and I think it's actually really strong in battle. So that's cool. We'll check it out and see what its stats look like. And we just made it to Pompano City, finally. We made it through the desert. And there are 2 trainers battling here with like a Tauros and... what's that little Pokemon's name? Can't even remember at the moment. We can heal our Pokemon, and it looks like Barry is there in the Pokemon Center. I'm not going to talk to him yet in case he wants to battle. I first want to explore a bit of the city, so we'll come back and see if that is Barry and if he wants to battle. But let's just have a quick look around town first. And this is a really important town for this game. It's a huge milestone. And here we've entered a house, and this man said he's locked something out and he needs a password. So I don't know how we're going to help him find his password. He wrote it on a piece of paper or something. So I suppose we've got to try and find that piece of paper for him. But some of the houses are locked here, which is quite strange. And it looks like there's another little side quest here. We can come and talk to this trainer, Matt. And he wants some kind of herb, some oddish tea, and he'll give us a reward for that. So when we get some tea, we'll come back to Matt and see what he'll give us. Let's see what's in the next house now. Okay, when he grows up, he wants to be really strong. And now this guy, Scrooge, he's very important. He just gave us 10,000 Pokemoney. And if you come back and talk to him, every day he'll give you 10,000 Pokemoney. So keep that in mind. So important. Up until this point, it's quite tough to get a lot of money. I did give you guys the bottle cap tip in one of the previous videos. That's a great way to get money. But now that we've reached Pompano, come and talk to that guy every day. Every 24 hours you can chat to him, and he'll give you a brand new 10,000 Pokemoney. And here we've also found the teleporting device. So if we defeat the gym leader, I'm sure we'll be able to teleport to the city, which is a nice little milestone. So we got 10,000 Pokemoney from that guy. There are some people here chilling in the hot baths. They're relaxing. And one of them gave us a cool egg. So I wonder what Pokemon will come out of that. We'll have to keep it in our party and do some walking and see what hatches. And if we go here to the east, we reach Route 14. We can have a quick squiz what Pokemon are here. Whoa, Machoke, Tropius. Hypno, Bayleaf, some real strong Pokemon. But we're not going to explore that yet. We've first got a lot to do. And it looks like we've just entered some kind of laboratory. And this is a super important place as well, because here you can give your fossils to some scientists to revive them. We also just got TM, a cool TM from that scientist. So now is the time to revive some fossils. And another cool thing that we can do in this lab is train our Pokemon up really easily. There's a guy you can chat to, and if you give him 10,000 Pokemoney, he will automatically train up your Pokemon for you, which will level them up really fast. And when you do battle them, you battle Blissey, I think. So the EV points you'll get from training with him, I think, automatically go to HP or hit points. So you got to keep that in mind. Maybe get your Pokemon's EV trained up fully before coming to level your Pokemon up with this trainer. Or you can train them up with him and then use the berries to reduce your HP. Because, yeah, a lot of the times you don't want a Pokemon with maxed out HP EV points. I think for EV points, the most you're allowed is like 510 or something. So once your Pokemon have hit a certain EV points, they won't apply anymore. And here's an example. So we paid 10,000 Pokemoney, and you can train up any of your Pokemon. The Blissey basically use an attack memento, which knocks themselves out, and they inflict no damage to us. And as you see, we get like 14,000 experience. So you just level up like crazy. And there are 6 of these Blisseys, and they're all like level 68, 70. So if you do catch a brand new Pokemon that's level 10 or 15, come and pay 10,000 Pokemoney and train them up like this. And they'll go up like 30 levels, 20 levels each time. And there's no limit. You can do this as many times as you want, as long as you have the money. And like I said earlier, that trainer outside gives you 10,000 Pokemoney every day. So you can come back every day, get 10,000, use 10,000, train up your Pokemon. It's going to make grinding way easier from this point on. Okay, now that we have completed that, we got a little side mission where we have to come and collect all of these flowers here, desert flowers, for one of the scientists. And I think he wants 5 of them. So I'm just speeding this up for you guys. I don't want to waste too much time, but you can get a rough idea of where I'm picking up these desert flowers. They're not at all difficult to find. It just takes a bit of time. And make sure you've got some repels, otherwise you're going to be encountering a ton of Pokemon. And once you've got all 5 of the desert flowers, you can make your way back, and we'll see what the scientist will reward us now. And now that my Pokemon have trained up a bit, I feel more confident. If we take on Barry, we'll stand a better chance now. Okay, so we gave the desert flowers to the scientist, and he gave us a Pokescan, and this item allows us to check the IVs and EVs of our Pokemon. So this is exactly what we needed now, especially when you train up our Pokemon. Before this point, you can't really see what your Pokemon's EVs are, so now we can actually see. And a lot of my Pokemon have EV points in stats that I don't really want them to. That's why some of my Pokemon are not all that strong. So let's have a quick look. As you can see, my Rillaboom's EV points are really low. The maximum EV points you can have is 510. My Rillaboom's not even reached max EV points. My Blaziken's full, my Graplock's full, my Dragonite and Silvally are full. My Shiinotic's only halfway. And yeah, a lot of them have EV points in HP, which I don't want. I'd rather put the EV points on their attack or special attack or speed. I think those are probably the most important. Most Pokemon you want to have maxed out attack or special attack, and then either speed or defense, depending what kind of Pokemon you want to use. Do you want to use fast attackers or defenders that will delay a bit of time? There's a whole bunch of different strategies you can choose, and you've got to take your Pokemon's IV stats into consideration as well as their nature. So there's a lot you can do. And now we're taking on Trainer Barry. My Pokemon have all leveled up quite a bit. We've knocked out 2 of Barry's Pokemon. Now he has sent out a Garchomp which has Mega Evolved. Mega Garchomp does look crazy cool. One of the cooler Mega Evolutions in my opinion. And it one-shotted my Blaziken. This might be a tough Pokemon for us to take out. Now I've sent out Silvally, which is an Ice type due to the item that I let it hold. It's holding an Ice memory disc thing. So it is now still an Ice type, but I might swap that out soon and change his type. And the next Pokemon Barry sent out is a level 65 Armaldo. And this is also like a fossil Pokemon. It's pretty cool. So half of my team are knocked out. I'm going to send Rillaboom out now. But I think after this gym leader, I am going to try and rework a lot of my Pokemon's EV points and see if I can get them more stronger and their EV points in the right, for the right stats. We'll see if this next gym leader is fairly easy. Then we'll only do it afterwards. But if we lose a couple times, I might redo some of my Pokemon's EVs around this point. Okay, and now Barry sent out a level 65 Obstagoon, which I believe is a Dark type. It knocked out my Rillaboom. We got Shiinotic left and Dragonite. My Dragonite has gotten crazy strong now. Obstagoon uses Knockoff, and Obstagoon is also burnt. My Dragonite knocks out the Obstagoon. And it looks like Trainer Barry has 2 more Pokemon left. He sends out level 65 Infernape, which I'm thinking is pretty strong, but my Dragonite has Surf, which will be very effective against the Fire type. We knock out Infernape, and it's down to Barry's last Pokemon. Hopefully it's not too strong. My Shiinotic I'm still training up for the next gym leader. And he sent out a level 65 Boltund, which is an electric type Pokemon. My Dragonite is not doing too good. Okay, we got Shiinotic left. I don't know if it's strong enough to battle. We might have to revive some of our Pokemon. But we've used Sleep Powder to put Boltund to sleep. And we can maybe try use Moonblast. It is my strongest attack. And also Dream Eater is pretty strong once the Pokemon is asleep. And luckily it's still sleeping. We've got 2 Dream attacks in, and we knocked it out. Okay, so Shiinotic pulled through for us. We just defeated Barry. It wasn't an easy battle. And he says we'll battle him a bit later down the road again. We definitely need to heal our Pokemon, and in the next video we'll take on the next gym leader, which I'm super excited for. Thanks for watching.